dogs would get fleas, you'd go out and put Malafine on the yard, diazepam, Durazban. And so when I first got here to Sacramento, and somebody was like, yeah, I don't know, dogs got fleas, and I'm tired of it. And I said, well, just go get some of this. Like, you can't get that in California.
Well,
that's
California.
Against the law.
I will tell you what really works on animals with fleas, though, is diatomaceous earth.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is it's kind of awful, but it is a natural earth sand particle. It's very sharp.
Mm-hmm.
And so you sprinkle it in your rugs and things, and what it does is it cuts up all those little fleas' bodies and they die.
Oh, nice.
And you vacuum them
But
up.
but it's non-toxic.
Yeah.
I'm the queen of
And it works
non-toxic.
very
works
profoundly
great.
works, yeah.
What else was it? I was looking at the UV sanitizers the other day.
Mhm.
Not for the animals themselves, but
I haven't-
coverings and stuff.
I haven't found a good thing for the fleas on the animal itself, but I know that when it gets into a carpet or anything, because when we had our ranch, it worked like a charm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
I
called
had
diatomaceous earth, and you can usually
It's a
get
powder form. You can buy it from.
You probably get it
Los
online, or you
Angeles.
might be able to get it from
You guys might know.
the feed store.
Is there anything bad about mothballs? I know they're a
Yes.
chemical thing.
They're
What's
very
it?
bad.
Okay, what's bad?
There's
Because they
this,
keep like skunks away when they show up.
We'll get one of our research books out from our friend's place, and we'll look it up because Catherine knows the answer to that. What's exactly?
I do know there are solutions to it, you know, and
That's what
almost everything can be non-toxic, but mothballs
What we
have
do
a
is we
cancer-causing agent.
take a mason jar
Mhm.
and poke holes in the top, and put like 3 or 4 mothballs in it, put the lid back on, and then set it wherever they come across,
Mhm.
and they won't come across.
But there's a reason for that.
Yeah.
They have good enough noses that they can tell. Oh, you go that way, you end up with cancer. But there are
Dixie.
there's a. Have you seen the new green station that's come out on television?
Hmm.
I'm really upset about.
Channel 236 on the cable.
No, channel
233.
221.
221.
Here locally, but we don't get it here. But it's a green station, and they have shows where it's just all about
Oh, wow.
organic solutions to things. And
220s right now?
Yeah, 220
It's
within that space. It'd be the
221.
green station.
I think it's 220.
They've got Emerald.
But it's
Garcias
called
green.
Wow.
the Green Planet.
Yeah.
I used to work with John, who started Whole Foods,
Mhm.
and that was back when we were hippies.
Oh, my wife used to work for and knew the guy that started Wild Oats. She was a GM of a Wild Oats store. She worked at one in Santa Fe and then moved and opened one up in Sacramento. And now I guess he's out in Hawaii, something like that.
I'm hoping John will open up a Whole Foods here.
But he had sold off Wild Oats before it got merged into Whole Foods.
Yeah, but John bought up everything. He bought up
Yeah.
Bread and Circus in Boston and
Yeah.
lots
There was
of places.
there was some up in Portland where
Mhm.
a friend of ours works, and
It's a good
but there was
story.
like a 5-year wait, I guess. There was some, you like have the you sell all your stores, you can't be in competition.
Mhm.
Go across the street and open up a store the
Oh,
next
I
day.
see. Okay, so
They write that on the contracts a lot now. So he waited his time and turned around and opened a store, and I think he's got like 5 more up there.
I'm really excited about the greening of corporate,
Yeah.
the corporate world.
Mhm.
I'm really excited about that
It's
because
important.
our best investment happens, if we're going to be physical, is in our own bodies
Mhm.
and in our environment. And when I started out in health food back in the late 60s, early 70s, everybody thought we were just fringe crazy people. Of course, we did wear sandals and long skirts, but
Oh, I'm from Oklahoma. Yeah, that's what we thought. I'm not that old, but yeah.
yeah.
My,
And
my-
now I
we were all
really-
raised to believe that
Oh,
California
just
was
flaky people, right?
full of hippies and crazy ideas and
Mhm.
And it was weird
earthquakes.
weird to me because my mother was a biochemist, and she could not. I said, if you're a biochemist, why can't you comprehend we're organic, doing organic solutions?
Mhm.
That's pretty compatible. But she had grown up graduating in biochemistry right during World War II,
Mhm.
and everything had to be.
Chemical.
Oh, yes.
Synthetic.
Yeah.
My big rebellion as my mother was, I grew my own garden. She was into my mother worked for NASA, and she was into instant food and everything fast.
Yeah.
Computer, can of beans, please.
Well, I know you're busy, but it's been a delight.
Yeah,
to
been a
meet
pleasure.
you.
Oh, it's been a pleasure.
And I
Thanks
feel
for your
bad.
time.
No problem,
Yes.
thank you.
And if I
Absolutely.
could put in a recommendation for
Thank you.
Daisy.
Oh, absolutely.
She,
Absolutely.
I think she was embarrassed about being sent here. And I was in bed because I've been sick, and to do an instant inspection, and I felt like it was like a gulag.
Yeah, that's.
That was a weird.
I'm not exactly. I'll have to look into why that was, because I was here when I didn't leave until Christmas Eve.
Mhm.
So up until the time I left,
Yeah, it was
wasn't
basically
a problem.
Yeah.
And then I
Well,
come
the
back.
24th when the packages
packages
arrived.
arrived the 24th.
And then I'm like,
Yeah.
I come back and I'm like, what?
Yeah, everything was
Everything
okay.
was great before.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah, you just would have.
It makes me go, why do I leave? But you have to.
Oh,
You need vacations.
You had to leave,
Yeah.
so you could come back and.
Absolutely.
Well, I just say that I used to run 15 human potential centers around the
Mhm.
United States. And I'm so delighted just to be in research and not have to be a manager.
Yeah. Well, just speaking with the girls today, Lola and Daisy, and I said, you know what, I've kind of, what you have to understand is this communication, this open dialogue. And I said, you guys don't always have the ability or the knowledge that I have to be able to take care of something what you perceive as the best way possible.
That's why you're the manager.
And I said, but that doesn't mean you can't learn it. I said, there's no reason why if you thought, oh, that might be the right answer, that you could, I said, because my whole thing is I want to train and empower people.
Right.
I've done in other hotels that I've run, I've opened 3 hotels in the last 5 years, and I train the person that's replacing me. I'm like, hey, someday you might be sitting in this chair, and then a better offer comes along, and I'm like, so this is your chance to shine. That's what I was saying from the
That's a
beginning.
very good thing, mate.
Well, as ecologists, you've made our day because I can see because the big thing that's, the green movement is a lot about, you've got 2 types of green, money
Mhm.
and organics in it. And the idea that the knowledge I have about these magnets going into the ground and changing what goes into the water and down the drains, oh, that would be wonderful for me.
Yeah,
That would really make my stay here.
And that's just dissemination of knowledge. It's a matter of getting them across to people.
Sharing.
Yeah. And I do like the fact that green is starting to think about dollars.
Yeah.
Because, and not to get political or anything, but you look at Democratic reasonings for going green versus Republican
Yeah.
reasons, and they
Yeah.
would never do it before.
Right.
But now they realize that, there
Exactly.
could be money made in this area.
In fact, there should be.
Yeah.
This is
And
valuable.
I'm like, oh, that's good. I've got, my wife's got a friend up in Sacramento. They have a fuel additive that they're actually producing that raises gas mileage, but it burns like 97% cleaner, and they're producing it. They've got to set up a plant because it's a green method thing. So they're setting up a plant in Canada, I think it is, to produce this, but the main market that they're selling it to is Mexico, because Mexico City is just
So polluted.
extremely polluted, but they've shown that,
It works.
it works.
Great.
It absolutely works. And so it's like, hey, that's great, but he is this dyed-in-the-wool, red-blooded Republican, and now he's going to be making a living, his other company doing this, and I think it's so funny because you're green now.
Yeah, really.
Yeah.
Look at that TV station. You'll be
Yeah,
impressed.
it's
And,
really
and
cool.
I'm pleased about it because I call myself a world bridger. I come from 2 different cultures.
Mhm.
I have this strong, hardcore scientist background, very NASA family, and the other half of my family is Iroquois Indian.
Mhm.
So I've been trained on both sides, and so these websites, I try to engage people in using both parts of themselves at the same time.